and welcome to another episode of the Complete Agent podcast, where each week we get together to talk all things estate agency. And Happy New Year to everybody. It's the first episode this of 2026. It's actually our 99th episode. Our 100th episode is to be released on Thursday. So quite a big milestone for myself and the lads. Today, I am joined only by Ian Storey. JK is unable to make today's. It was a bit of an impromptu on this, but JK is unable to make today because he's got a busy diary. I don't. And Ian, you are in Thailand. Hi Ian, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you, mate. Very well indeed. I think it's worth mentioning. Oh, awful. It's cold. You know.
Looks terrible. The pictures you've been sending are awful.
This morning we were kayaking in the mangrove forest, looking at monkeys, and the other day we were looking at watching natural wild elephants on the shores of this lake, and it has been absolutely amazing, to be fair. Really good experience for us all, including the kids. I was just going to say, the 100th episode is worth mentioning. I'm sure we will anyway, but it's worth mentioning that we filmed a video special, didn't we, of the three of us?
Yes.
So that's one to try and watch as much as it is listened to if people can.
Depends who.
You're thinking JK's on it.
Yeah, it depends if you like the look of JK or not, to be fair. He was very conscious of where he was sat and stuff, and he needed a lot of lighting and foundation and all that sort of stuff.
I think I'm just going to say that again. So the 100th episode on Thursday is definitely one to listen to rather than watch.
Yeah, probably cut that out. It's definitely one to listen to rather than watch. But no, it was a video one, so if you do want to watch the recording of it, you can. And on that one, we've sort of recapped on 2025, what the market did and how it looked for us individually and collectively at the TCA. And we've also looked forward to 2026 and what to expect. So we're going to cover quite a bit of that, or rather we have already covered quite a bit of that, which you will be able to hear on Thursday when it drops. Today, for transparency, it is Monday, the 5th of November. It's the 5th of January. When did November come from? It's Monday, the 5th of January. And for myself, JK and Ian, it is the first day back open with the business. We all took decisions, like many of you will have done, I'm sure, to have a longer Christmas break. We closed down on the 23rd. You were a little bit before that, weren't you, Ian? But we closed down on the 23rd. Yeah, so to have had a good couple of weeks. I mean, I do think in our industry, you need regular breaks if you can. I mean, we were talking before we sort of came on, and I know we take the mick out of you a little bit for your holidays and stuff, and I just think you've got to have a break at least every quarter if you can. Just switch off, even whether it's just a couple of days here and there, and if you made one once a year. And I do think for our industry in particular, we are quite fortunate at Christmas that if you prepare properly, then you can have a good 2 weeks, I think, which is what I've had. I've really switched off over the last couple of weeks, and it's been nice. I've logged on a couple of times just to check things and tick things over, and the team did as well, answered any emergencies or anything like that. But other than that, it's been a really nice break.
Yeah, I mean, we're the same. I had 3... Well, just touching on it being a good time to have a break, I think it's important for your team, really important for your team to have that break. We give our team an extra 3 or 4 days holiday for free over Christmas, depending on how it falls. So they have the full break. And I don't expect them to check their phone once, at all. It's a complete break for them. I think that's really good for team morale. And for them coming back fresh to start the new year. And it's completely pointless opening in between Christmas and New Year. If you've got lettings, I appreciate it's different. But if you're just doing sales, I just don't see the point. Yes, you might pick up the odd inquiry, but frankly, if you've got the right, process for those inquiries being dealt with whilst you close, then I think it's way more important for your business to have your team come back fresh for the new year. I was also checking the inquiry centre on street, and just before Christmas I had a £2 million house want to buy one off us at 1.75. So I was frantically trying to find a buyer for them on the £2 million one over Christmas. Did a cash buyer viewing and they didn't want it. Annoying. So I ended up putting it on the market on the 2nd, got an inquiry. So I've been checking in on, especially on the bigger ones, just to try and get the pipeline as high as possible to start the new year.
Yeah,
because that's so important, for for how your year will end, the pipeline at the start of January is very important. So we've got another one, which is a 30 grand fee that's kind of agreed, but the memo's not gone, so it's not in the pipe. And then these two biggies would obviously add likely over 100 going into the pipe at the start of Jan. So that's certainly our focus at the start of the year now is A, getting the pipe as high as possible, but B, getting the noms out, Dave, our not on the market letters, which are going to go out this week. And I think you're the same.
Yes.
With that.
So, yeah, you're absolutely right. I just going back a couple of steps with the Christmas thing. I agree. I think having a full break is massively beneficial for your team. Definitely. You want them coming back refreshed and having had fun, rather than sort of having that working all the way through mentality. Like you said, lettings is a little bit different. We've had to, to be fair, even with lettings, it's all about how are you set up. We've got really good emergency contractors on hand, and all the tenants have the numbers of them. It's made clear that if it's not an emergency, that you could be charged for it if you get somebody out needlessly, etc. So it's how you prepare. The point I was going to make is how you prepare. Yeah. So just before I went off on the Tuesday, I literally contacted every single vendor to make them aware. They already knew anyway because we'd sent out correspondence to say what our opening hours were going to be. But just a little private note to each one, just a voice note to each vendor saying, this is the plan, this is why we're doing it, this is what I'm seeing early in the new year, and it would be good for us to catch up in the first 2 weeks of January to discuss the plan and strategy for your house. And every single one just came back and said, thanks, Dave, have a really great Christmas with the family, Happy New Year. And that's it. And I've not heard from anyone. It's been great. And obviously next week.
You're right about all of that, of course. The key is the team, because if you really want the success, whatever level of success you want, having a good team behind you is absolutely vital. And you just cannot do it without the team. And having a steady team that believe in what you're doing, and want to go on the journey, hate the word, with you, having the team motivated is more important than anything. So I think it's vital for me to close in between. And it's worked very well for us all the way through, and clients understand, as you say.
Well, the proof's in the pudding, isn't it? If it was a problem, you wouldn't do it.
No,
so,
of course. Yeah.
Like I say, it's all about preparation as well. Like, if you don't prepare for it and people don't know what you're doing and you just shut the doors, then it might be a bit of a problem. But if people understand...
Of course, yeah. And preparing and client contact is something you should be outstanding at throughout the entire year, isn't it? As we always talk about.
Absolutely. So, you just touched on it then. I think with this pod, like I say, we're going to avoid discussing what 2025 did and what the future holds, because we've done a lot of that in the pre-recorded episode, which is the 100th one going on Thursday. But I think what we thought we'd just touch on, it's going to be a short pod this week. We just wanted to wish everybody a Happy New Year and let you know we're back. And it's going to be, again, every Thursday. We've got some great guests coming up. I think we'll just touch on a little bit at the end, what the TCA has got planned this year, because we've got some big plans. But I think it would be useful for anybody listening, Ian, just to discuss what you're doing, what your focus is going to be for January. You touched on it then. So you mentioned, obviously, non-letters, on-letters, all that sort of stuff, and filling that pipeline. So what's your strategy now going into January, apart from obviously spending the next week in Thailand? I know you're back soon. You've got a good team on the ground working for you. But what's the plan for Stories in the next month?
So the objective, I'll just go back slightly. The objective, really, in the last 6 months of last year, was getting the team in the right, the right bums in the right seats. And obviously, we recruited our valuer, our senior valuer, back end of, it was actually in September, and that's gone well. And it now feels like we've got all the right bums in all the right seats. So now it's just about keeping the team happy, making sure they're motivated, and wanting to stay with the company and grow with the company. So I feel like that's been achieved. Going into this year, it's about making sure, and this is something we did towards the end of last year as well, making sure that our service to our clients is absolutely outstanding on every single level. And we've always been good at that. But for example, one thing that we're going to do next week, we've got 2 training days next week with Michelle, Tuesday and Wednesday. Partly just us looking at strategy for the year, partly with the team. And one thing we're going to do is EBI all of our key processes. So all of our key sort of tasks in the business, so booking a val, booking a viewing, delivering a PLP, carrying out a viewing, carrying out evaluation, giving feedback, all those key tasks that we do in an estate agency, we're going to EBI that. And EBI means even better if.
Nice.
So we're going to look at every one of those. I was speaking to Aidan and Michelle about this yesterday. We're going to look at every one of those tasks and we're going to EBI them with the team. So we're going to see how we can make everything even better than it is already. In the age of AI, when a lot of things will get, a lot of jobs will get taken up by AI, I think personal contact is absolutely vital to the success of your business. Speed of reply, all that sort of stuff, because people will get used even more this year to speaking to an AI, won't they, when they're dealing with companies? So I think you can really shine there. And also with, for example, Street's new photo enhancing software that they brought out. I think Twilight's going to become more common because you can do them at a click of a button. Quality of photographs is going to get a lot better. So I think any USP that you thought you had with marketing, certainly photographs, I think will go out the window this year because I think everyone will get a lot better because it's easy to do. So therefore they'll do it. In the past, it's been hard to do, whereas now it's not. Video, absolutely key. So we're going to bring in an in-house videographer this year because we want to ramp up what we do with our videos. I realise we do a lot already, but we're going to EBI that as well and see how we can improve that. So they're our key focuses. But as I said a few minutes ago, getting the pipe as high as possible, getting the not on the market letters out, because traditionally this is the best response rate that we get from a letter. I know you're the same. But yeah, we're going to look at that next week, Dave. EBI and everything that we do.
Amazing, love that. Yeah,
What about
so
you?
we so a bit like you. The focus now is right. Where are we at? What have we got offers wise? There are quite a few offers that came in just before Christmas that we're trying to get over the line. We've actually had a couple come in between Christmas and New Year, which is great. So back in today, I've got 6 offers to deal with, which is fab, and all of them are decent. So I'm hoping that we can get a few tied up and into the pipeline between now and the end of January. Like you said, having a strong start, it might seem obvious, but it's really, really important. So that comes from seeds that were planted many months ago. And again, a strategic approach to the end of the year without going too much into it. But we had obviously the budget and then the interest rate drop. We knew it was going to be quieter at that point in time. So dealing with it in the best way possible. And now I feel like we're sort of set up to have a great start to the year. There's quite a few instructions on the Burton James side to go on the market in January. So it's going to be busy with new instructions towards the end of the month. I've had some great conversations before Christmas. Met some really good people at good houses. And again, lots of people appreciative of the being patient advice, I think, at the time. It perhaps wasn't the best time to launch. But yeah, and I've also, between sort of Christmas and New Year, or certainly finishing and New Year, picked up some really great leads. So we, at the end of last year, like you, did the 12 Days of Christmas campaign where we team up with a lot of local businesses and give away prizes. It's so good to be involved with the community and team up with those businesses. And we've seen our following on both Facebook and Instagram grow really, really well. Don't get me wrong, it's not added thousands of followers, but the exponential growth has been big. And the quality, I think, of the followers and the contact that we've been getting has surprised me because it is more local, and they have you can see that people have started to watch your other stuff. And the point I'm coming to is I completely agree with you that 2026 is the year maybe potentially that a lot of your USPs might be lost in relation to the quality of your marketing. I still feel that the setup, the styling, the effort that you go through and all that sort of stuff.
You on the video. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to come to that. Yeah. So the setup will rarely be matched. The service, you're quite right. Even better ifs. I love that. And that won't always be matched. And it's hard to demonstrate it, but if you can with your results and things like that. But the one thing that people can't change is you personally. And that's kind of what I'm feeling at the moment. I've done a lot of video in 2025. I'm going to ramp it up even further in 2026. We will have a videographer as well. And even just doing things like I did on New Year's Eve, it was 6:30. I was late for a party, and I decided to jump on and do a Facebook Live, an end of year Facebook Live, just to say thank you. It was totally unscripted. I had a few stats in front of me, but it was totally unscripted, just to say thanks for all your support this year. These are our numbers. This is what we've done. This is what I'm looking forward to next year, and thanks very much. And even that got quite a lot of traction. And I've had messages from it wishing me a happy new year. Would I potentially come and look at their house? That sort of stuff. So I think just being front facing as regularly as you possibly can in 2026 is going to be massive, and that's going to be one of my focuses as well. I do it anyway, but I want to become even more so, I think, regimented with it, have time blocked out properly for content and doing more of it, and just documenting my day a bit more and doing more Facebook Lives and things like that. I think it's really, really important, because people will connect with you before they potentially connect with the business and the brand.
Yeah. That's completely true. I couldn't agree with you more. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a big thing, mate, this year. So I think, so just going back to what we're doing in January as well. So, I mean, I've not done much over Christmas, which is great. Like I said, I've been checking in. But last night, just getting prepped for this week, I spent a couple of hours on my laptop sending out a few emails to people that I'd spoken to before the start of the year. So I must have contacted a good 25, 30 valuation follow-ups that I thought went well last year, and just dropped a nice Happy New Year email. It'd be good to catch up this week. So I've done all that. As you said, we've got the not on the market letter going out in the next 2 weeks, so it should hopefully come back from print at the end of the week. So those will be out by the end of next week, and that's the yearly review, and there's going to be 9,000 of those going out. We've got on market letters, so on market stock will get hit as well. They're going to go out. We're going to ramp up our socials this year again. There's quite a lot. It's the main things, Ian, like the same things. The direct mail strategy is cemented, it's in place. The social media is really consistent, because I've got somebody who works on that pretty much full time. And just being front facing, that's where my focus lies. So, but I'm contacting everybody that I've been able to see evaluation in 2025. Everybody's going to get contacted. Anybody that's hot, we've got valuations in the diary coming up. And yeah, just want to make sure that we get out there and do as much as we possibly can. There's some good offers coming in, so I really want to hit the ground running in January, because I think it's going to be a busy quarter.
Yep, indeed, I agree. I think one thing just to mention about when we talk about AI is obviously AI can also be used to your benefit. Like we work with Luke Sinclair and his phone system, which integrates with WhatsApp. And that's proved beneficial to us. And you can use that to make yourself shine still. Like we send birthday messages to clients. We also send handwritten cards and all that sort of stuff. I think anything you can do alongside AI, you can really make a huge benefit of it in your business. It can help you to grow without recruiting too many more people.
Yeah, and do you know what? Obviously, I mean, WhatsApps will get you the best response you'll ever wish to get, because people, I think, feel like they need to respond to a WhatsApp rather than an email that they can just ignore. So, WhatsApp's a big thing. But I did discuss it on a previous pod, not discussed it, but I mentioned it. But I remember seeing a clip of Matt Steinweed, the Australian guy. The Australian agent. He's obviously very big and successful over there. And he said, yeah, that's right. To this day, he said one of his best converters is simply a handwritten postcard. And he said that every meaningful, well, not even meaningful, I don't think, any phone call he's had with a client, whether it's a valuation, whether it's a potential buyer, whatever it might be, if he's had a conversation with someone, he will always write a handwritten postcard. Say, to John, literally recap on the conversation. Great to speak to you then about Stanley Road. As I've said, if I can help you in the future with any of your property needs, please let me know, Matt. And then he signs off with his mobile number and thanks very much, and that's it. And he gets one of his admin team to send that out. And he said he's just done that consistently. He must have sent hundreds of thousands of the things out over his however many year-long career, and even the very, very basics work very well. And that won't change, Ian. I do think.
Well, I think it'll become more. It'll become more. What's the word? It'll resonate more with people.
Yeah,
in a digital world.
It'll go.
Won't it?
Yeah, I agree. People like it. AI is already annoying me. There's too much.
Yeah.
Like if you're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever it might be,
Constant.
you just think, is this actually real? I don't know what I'm watching anymore.
No.
And it's actually a little bit irritating. And I think authenticity will always win. So people will want to deal with people, and that I don't think that'll change. So if you can get yourself out there and be the first person that people think of, the no like trust scenario, it's definitely the way forward. And I do believe that those old-fashioned techniques that I've just mentioned there with Matt, for example, will resonate with people. I mean, again, if you've had a conversation with somebody on the phone about something, whether, let's just say you're buying a new car and you've literally just rang them to inquire, and then a day later you get a postcard through saying, "Hi Ian, it's great to chat to you." Da da da. I think it would leave an impression.
Do you know what, mate? I know,
something as simple as that.
I'm going to mention the word holiday again here, but we use travel counsellors for booking our holidays. They're like independent travel agents throughout the country, self-employed. They're brilliant. We use a girl called Jenny, and she's really, really good. She just does it all for you, books it all, checks you in, everything. She's brilliant. And she always sends a handwritten thank you card. She either sends it, you get a couple from her. You get one when you've booked the holiday, just wanted to wish you a brilliant time. Then when you get back from holiday, she'll send you another one to say, hope you had a great holiday. This year for Thailand, because it's a bit of a bigger holiday for us, she did as a framed like picture of an elephant with our names in it, and like the best holiday of a lifetime sort of thing with our names in it to hang on the wall, things like that. And honestly,
Nice.
like I wouldn't go anywhere else to book holidays.
Yeah,
it means a lot to people. That it means a lot.
Again, it's that service element. How far are people willing to go? I really love that, and it's so simple that it can't take her that long to do. It's just consistency of actually doing it, and getting it out there, and it makes a big difference. It leaves a lasting impression, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
it's definitely the way forward. So I think that's it. We just wanted to come on today, have a brief chat to let you know we're back. Wish you Happy New Year. Give you a bit of an insight on what our plans are for January. And also just a quick one on the TCA. So big changes at TCA this year. Ian, give us a bit of an overview of what's happening at TCA in 2026.
So we have, I think Michelle's been on the pod, hasn't she, before, I think quite a while ago now, talking about sales progression, when she was an employee of Stories. She's now a permanent fixture at TCA and brings with her an amazing wealth of knowledge in coaching, training, mentorship, neuro-linguistic programming. She's brilliant, but also 20-odd years experience of being an estate agent. And we are therefore broadening, aren't we, our offering. So obviously we're going to continue with our sort of core offering, as it were, which is our getting you through the doors of higher end homes and our masterminds and our community. But we're going to bring in much more structured coaching, which will be available to members. I think maybe even available to non-members outside of postcode areas as well, as the year progresses. We're building up a bank, aren't we, of advice videos on how to achieve the success that we get as well. And that'll all be coming in as time moves on. So we're excited about the changes, and we can now offer what we feel is more than we were offering. So not just amazing estate agency experience, but also the implementation, coaching, accountability as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's key. It's like when you've got, if you think about it in your own agency, if you're just one person, it's very difficult to grow, isn't it? And do more than you can actually do yourself. And then you bring an admin person in and they can help you with all the admin, and all of a sudden that frees you up. Then all of a sudden you bring in somebody in to do your photographs, and it just grows like that. And I think that's where we've been for a while. And the stuff that we've got coming now, particularly with Michelle coming on board and working within the business full time, I think is going to be amazing. She's got some great ideas. She's already implemented some great stuff with tech and things like that.
Yeah.
I think the members are going to really benefit from that. I'm quite excited for the portal that's going to have all the advice videos on there and stuff that's going to keep evolving and grow and do things. So it literally is going to be the blueprint to the success that you can achieve and go where you want to go with it. It's literally all going to be there for you. That's going to be the biggest thing, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, when you say blueprint, it reminds me of the mastermind in December in Manchester, where we gave all of our members our blueprint for the successful businesses that we run. And a blueprint is the key word. We can show you exactly what to do. All you've got to do is implement it. We've already got our 4 masterminds for the year booked in the diary, haven't we? We did that just before
Yeah.
Christmas, so we'll be announcing all those to the members, but they're all in the diary already. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting year, I think, both in our estate agencies and at TCA.
Yep, absolutely looking forward to it. So I think we'll call it a day there, mate. That's 25 minutes. As I said, the one on Thursday is a good hour at least, I think. And it's on video. So if you do want to see Ian and I, of course, great. JK will be there as well. That's twice. We've got him twice. I feel bad. I feel bad, JK. You're a legend, really.
Of course he is.
Ian, you're trying to speak and you've gone silent. So I think maybe the signal might be dropping out. I will leave it here. Oh, he's back. He's back. No, he's not. Right. I'm going to say bye to everybody. Thank you for listening. And we look forward to seeing you or talking to you more in 2026.